morning. We'll start in seated today, so just come down onto your mat. You can sit on your knees if you prefer, or coming into cross-leg position. And then just bring the hands onto the knees or in the lap. Take a nice big deep inhale. And as you exhale, close down the eyes. Relax the shoulders away from the ears. And just sit with a nice tall spine. Breathing in and out of the nostrils. Think about lengthening through the back of the neck. The chin can be slightly humble towards the chest. And just finding that flow of breath, breathing in and out. Long, deep inhale. And a full exhalation. Allowing the hips just to be soft and not holding any tension there. The shoulders to be relaxed. Feeling the earth, the support of the earth beneath you, your connection with your mat. And imagine the breath starting at the base of the spine. And as you inhale, it travels all the way up to the crown of the head. And then as you exhale, from the crown of the head all the way back down to the base of the spine. And just feel that connection and just work with it as you inhale and exhale. I sometimes imagine a little light as it travels up and down. Just establishing that lovely fluid breath. Our prana, our life force energy that's going to work with us through our practice today. Of all those thousands of breaths that we take on a daily basis, it's good to just take time to notice the breath and how it feels within the body. Bringing the hands into a prayer at heart center. Let's set a dedication for practice today. So dedicating your practice to somebody or to something, or to a collective of people perhaps. People or somebody who need or would like an extra burst of love and energy right now. You can always dedicate your practice to yourself if you wish. If that's how you're feeling this morning. So set that dedication. Just picture that person, that object, that collective in the mind. And send them your love, your energy. Okay, inhale, take the hands up towards the ceiling. Open the eyes, look up toward the fingertips. Nice big stretch, reach up tall. And then exhale, just bring the hands all the way down to the mat. Take an inhale, reach up nice and high. And exhale, big circle, bring them down. Good, one more. Inhale, lift up, reach up. And exhale, bring the hands behind the back. Interlace the fingers there, just squeeze the shoulder blades, lift the chest, let the head go back if it feels okay. Breathe into the chest space. And exhale, release. Good, just give the shoulders a little bit of a roll back and down. And then forward. And then inhale, squeeze them up towards your ears and just release them down. Awesome, let's come over the knees and tabletop. So bringing the hands underneath the shoulders and the knees directly underneath the hips. Tuck the toes under and push your bottom back onto your heels just to give the toes a really good stretch out here. Make sure that the fingers are splayed and push down through those fingers as you then lift the knees off the floor. So we're just hovering the knees just to activate into the tummy, push the chest back towards the thighs here, and then slowly start to extend up, but keeping the knees soft to begin with into our downward facing. So keep the knees soft, push your chest back, lift your hips nice and high, and then drop the right heel down towards the mat, keeping the left knee bent. And just hold for a breath or two here. And then change, popping the left heel down towards the floor, bending the right knee. Just hold for a breath or two. Do this a few more times just to work out the legs. So walking out the dog, just alternating one heel down to the floor and then the other. And then push both heels down to the floor. We might need to keep the knees soft, that's fine, but otherwise, let's try and straighten the legs. So we make that lovely inverted V shape with downward facing, the hips are high. Equal pressure, so push the hands and the floor into the mat equally to get that lovely shape here, nice and strong. Good, and then walk your feet towards your hands. So little steps coming forward. So we can take hold of opposite elbows and just hang in our ragdoll. Take weight forward into the balls of the feet so you can lift the tailbone. So you can feel the stretch high up in the hamstrings here, coming into the glutes. Give the head a bit of a shake to release neck tension. Let the head hang nice and heavy. And then release your arms down to the floor. Slowly roll up the spine. Let's come to standing. So bring the head up, then reach the arms up towards the ceiling, palms touch. Up at the top, exhale, hands come into prayer at heart center. So keeping the feet hip distance apart, take an inhale, reach the arms to the sky. Exhale, forward fold, so folding from the hip crease, soften the knees. Bring the left hand to the floor. Take the right hand up to the sky, straighten the right leg. Good, so you can look forward or look towards that top hand, depending on the neck. But really straightening through this right leg, lifting the right tailbone up. Take a bit of weight forward into the balls of your feet here to intensify that stretch. Good, breathe in. As you exhale, release the hand down, soften both of the knees. Right hand to center, reach the left hand up to the sky, straighten the left leg. And again, take weight forward into the balls of the feet, lift the left tailbone. Look either forward, directly forward or up towards your top hand. And breathe into this nice stretch. Inhale here. Exhale, bring the hand down, soften both of the knees. Good, step back the feet into a plank position, engaging everything, and then lower the knees down to the floor. Bring your heels up towards your bottom as you lower chin and chest down to the mat. Push it back up and push back into child's pose. So your big toes come together, your bottom comes to your heels and your forehead comes to the floor. Now keep the arms stretching and reaching forward. Walk them as far forward as you can. Walk the fingertips, creep them forward as you push your bottom back. Inhale, draw yourself back up again. Heels come up towards the bottom. Lower chin and chest down towards the floor. Back up and push back. Good. One more, come forward, lower down, chin and chest. Release yourself to lay down onto your tummy, untuck the toes. No pressure into the hands, lifting into baby cobra, just lifting the chest, squeezing the shoulder blades. Breathing here. Now activate the tummy, activate your glutes, push down through the top of the feet. So let's get the legs active as well. So we're all active. Just lifting the chest, looking forward. Exhale, lower down slowly. Push into the hands, coming into tabletop, and then tuck the toes, lifting the hips high and back into downward facing dog. Good job. All right, let's walk forward or step the feet all the way to the top. Lifting the chest halfway, so hands can come onto the shins here, and then exhale, a deeper forward fold. Sweep the arms up to the sky as you inhale, reach up, look up, bring the hands into prayer at heart center. Inhale, reach the arms up, push the hips forward, a little bit of a back bend, so reach the hands back. Exhale, forward fold, take the hands behind you and interlace the fingers. So squeeze your shoulder blades. Lift the chest slightly, then bring the chest down onto the thighs and the arms are coming up and over. So soften the knees if necessary here. So soften the knees and just work on lifting the tailbone rather than straightening the legs. Let the head go, let it go. Let the shoulders, maybe have a wiggle through them and let the weight of the arms pull them over. Good, so let gravity just take effect on the body. Take weight forward into the balls of the feet. Feel that lovely stretch coming through the shoulders, then release the hands down onto the floor. Good, step back with the right foot, a big step back, lowering the knee down onto the mat. Lift the chest, look forward. So just holding here, fingertips are on the mat. As you inhale, raise the arms up into a low lunge position, and then tuck the tailbone and just push the hips forward, keeping the knee directly over the ankle here. Bring the left hand down onto that front knee, reach the right arm up and go over, so reach over for a side bend. You may find that the left fingertips can reach down towards the floor. It might be a little bit early for that at the moment, but just stretching through the side body. You can look towards the top hand, but stretch from the fingertips all the way down to that knee. Hold and breathe here. And then exhale, release. Bring both hands down, framing that front foot. Tuck the back toe under, step back into downward facing dog. Come forward into plank. Lower through your chaturanga. Or knees, chin and chest. Push through into a back bend. Exhaling, pushing back into downward facing dog. Looking forward, then walking or stepping both feet to the top of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Hands can be on the shins or the floor. Exhale to forward fold. Squeeze yourself in nice and tight. Take an inhale, reach up. Hands into prayer at heart center. Good. Inhale, lift up. Push the hips forward, reach back. Little back bend. Exhale, forward fold. Take the hands behind your back. Interlace the fingers. As you exhale again, bring the chest down onto the thighs and the arms coming up and overhead. So see if we can go maybe a touch deeper. The knees might straighten a little bit more. Inhale, really lengthen the spine, pull the belly button back and then take it deeper. Reach your forehead down to those shins. And then carefully release the hands down onto the floor. Take a step back with the left foot. Bring the left knee down onto the mat, untuck the back toes, lift the chest, look forward. So you should feel a nice stretch through the hip flexor on the left side. And then inhale, arms come up into your low lunge. Tuck the tailbone, then push the hips forward. So we keep the knee over the ankle. Right hand onto that front knee, left arm reaches up and then take it over. You may be able to reach the fingertips to the floor. If not, just keep the hand on the knee. And feel the stretch through the body. Look up towards the top hand if it's feeling okay for you. If balance is all right as well. Breathe into that stretch. Good. Exhale, release. Bring it back to center. Finish by bringing the hands down to the floor. Frame the foot, tuck the back toes. Step back into your downward facing dog. Bring it forward to plank. Lower chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing. Exhale, roll over the toes. Hips lift, downward facing dog. Walking or stepping, both feet forward. Halfway lift. Exhale and fold. Good. Get hold of the back of the legs. Let's pull ourselves in nice and tight. Squeeze in. Lift the tailbone. Let the head go. Well done. Squeeze in. As you exhale, go deeper if we can. And then slowly release. Soften the knees. Engage the tummy. Reach the hands up. And then bring the hands into prayer at heart center. Big deep breath in here. And exhale it out. Just feel that energy that you've created within the body. Just feel it moving around. Good. Put the weight into your right foot. Weight into the right foot. Left knee is going to come into the chest. Just hold for a moment, then take the foot and guide it into place for your tree posture. So above or below the knee joint. So we're not putting any excess pressure on that knee. Hands can come into prayer at heart center. And then maybe grow your tree, find your branches. And just breathing, finding balance. Not just on your mat, but in your life. Grow tall through the spine, lengthen up through the back of the neck. Push that knee out to the side. Let's really work on opening the hip as well. Feel the foundation of that foot, the right foot, pushing into the mat, and you growing tall away from it. Lovely. Then bring the prayer back into center. Bring the knee back into center as well. Give it a little hug. Squeeze it into the chest. Exhale. Release it down to the floor. Have a little wiggle, and then let's change to the other side. So weight into the left foot, right knee to chest. Find that spot that you're going to gaze at to help you balance. And then pop the foot into place. If it's not working up here, then below the knee is fine. Hands are into prayer. So grow the tree, find branches if you wish. If balance isn't great today, with hands at prayer here. Wherever you are, just focus on one point and just grow your tree. Push this knee out to the side. It's really working to the hip, but keep both hips forward. Push that knee out. Good. Ground down through all of the toes. Use all of the toes to help you balance. And then really lengthen up through the spine. From the pelvic floor, zip up through the midline of the body and hold. Take another breath in this lovely position. And then hands come into prayer. Knee comes forward. Give it a squeeze. Squeeze it tight to the chest. And exhale. Release it down. Give the legs a little bit of a wiggle. Back up to the top of the mat. Feet are together, knees are together. Take an inhale, reach the arms up nice and high. Exhale into forward fold. Fold down over those legs. Good. Lift the chest. Lengthen through the spine. Halfway lift. Fold again. Deep forward fold. Step back with the right foot. Right foot steps back. Hips drop. Chest lifts. Look forward into your runner's lunge position. Now straighten that back leg. Push the heel to the back of the room. Raise the arms up into high lunge position. Bring the hands into prayer center. Twist right elbow over the left knee. Push down into the top hand. Really turn the chest open. Trying to get thumbs into heart center, looking over left shoulder. Inhale, raise the arms up to the sky, high lunge. Exhale, warrior two, drop that back heel. Extend the arms, look towards your middle finger of that front hand. Let's reach forward, flip the palm, reverse. Reverse your warrior. Still looking towards that top hand, the back hand can either wrap behind or just tickle the back leg. Bend deeper into your front knee. Lovely. Bring fingertips inside the front foot. Take your right hand to the sky or reach it forward for extended side. Wherever you want to go with this. Breathe here. Squeeze the left hip under. Pull the right shoulder back. Good. Keep the core engaged throughout. Inhale, go back to your reverse. So go all the way back. Keep that bend in that front knee. Keep it bent. And then exhale, cartwheel your hands down to frame your front foot. Step back to plank. Lower chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing. Exhale, downward facing dog. Good. 3 to 5 breaths here. Just settle back into your posture. Pedal the legs if you need to. Shake the head. Do whatever feels right. Just find those breaths in downward facing. Lovely. And then look at the hands. Bend at the knees. Jump or step your feet forward, halfway lift. Exhale, fold over the legs. Good. Reach up as you inhale to the sky. And hands come into prayer at heart center. Lovely. Inhale, take those arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Halfway lift, lengthening through the spine. Forward fold. Step back with your left foot. Big step back. Drop the hips, lift the chest, look forward. Inhale, raise your arms up to the sky into high lunge. Sink into it, hands to prayer, heart center. Twisting the left elbow over onto that knee to turn the chest. Push down with the top hand, thumbs come to heart center. Straighten that back leg, push the heel towards the back of the mat. Inhale, raise your arms up to sky. Oops, back into high lunge position. Exhale, ground the back heel, warrior two. Sink it nice and deep here. Look towards your right middle finger. Reach forward, flip the front palm, reverse. Reach it up and back. Tickle the back leg or take the bind, it's your choice. Push deep into that right knee. Good, bring that hand down into the inside of the foot. Reach the arm to the sky or forward for extended side. Your choice where you want to take it, but keep the breath flowing. Flow with your breath. Inhale, lift it back up, go back to your reverse. Keep the bend in that front knee. Keep that bend. And cartwheel hands all the way down to frame the foot. Step back, plank, lower, chaturanga. Inhaling into up dog. Exhaling into downward facing. Well done. 3 to 5 breaths here. Long inhales. Full exhales. If you need to drop the knees down, take child's pose, please do. Pedal the legs if necessary. Find that breath. Find that equal pressure going through the hands and the feet once more. Look forward, bend at the knees, jump or step. Both feet to the top, lifting the chest. And exhale to fold. Well done. Come up as you inhale, reach up. Bring the hands into prayer at heart center. Lovely, release. Feel that lovely energy that you've created again. And then let's take a step. So we are in a wide leg stance. Pushing your heels out so that your feet, side edges of your feet are parallel with the mat. Bring your hands onto your hips. Inhale, lift the chest. And then exhale, just hinge from the hip crease and come so that you're parallel with the mat. So sticking your bottom out and reaching your head forward. So really engage the core here and then exhale, take it a little bit deeper, bring your hands down to the floor. So you may want to take your feet a little bit wider, have a little play around with it. The hands can come back level with the feet. And just work here, let the upper body, let gravity just take effect. Then turn your tailbone nice and high now. Take weight forward into the balls of your feet to feel that stretch coming through the back side of the body. Lovely. You might feel it give a little so you can take it a bit deeper. And then let's bring the hands underneath the shoulders so our back is nice and flat. So bring your hands directly underneath your shoulders, bring your left hand to the center. With your right hand, reach up towards the ceiling. Look towards that top hand. If it's too much for the hand up there, we can place it onto the base of the spine. And just twist it open. So we're trying to get a nice vertical line with the arms from that base hand all the way up to top fingers. Breathe in, lengthen and reach and touch the ceiling. Exhale, slowly bring that hand down to the mat. Right hand to center, so it's underneath the face. Take the left hand up towards the sky. Reaching up. Good. Really extend those fingertips up. Push the floor away with that bottom hand. Good. Keep the weight forward into the balls of the feet. Exhale, release the hand down to the floor. Inhale, really lengthen the spine. Let's take it as deep as we can now. So walk the hands all the way back and maybe turn the fingertips off the back of the mat and creep them through. So you're really taking your chest through the legs, lifting the tailbone as high as you can here. Lift it nice and high. If you want to take a headstand, you can do that here, tripod. But you can also just stay as you are and just work with that stretch coming through the back of the legs. Just find the breath. Use your exhale to take it that little bit deeper if you can. Lovely. And then if you're in headstand, so bring it back down. Everybody bring your hands back so that they're underneath our shoulders once more. Walk your hands towards your left foot. Let's take hold of the left ankle. If you can with both hands, if you can't quite reach it, you can always just keep one hand on the floor and then try to bring your chest towards that thigh. So we're squeezing ourselves in towards the left leg. And then take the hands across towards. So getting hold of the ankle with one or both hands and then pulling ourselves in towards the right leg, just squeezing in here. And then all release and bring it back to center. Well done. Toe heel the feet in, just a touch. We're going to sit our bottom down into our yogic, into our goddess position. So toes are pointing out now, and then sit your bottom down. So you come into goddess. So 10 to 2 with the feet. Make sure your knees are going towards your toes. And then rather than sticking the bum out, tuck it under. Push the shoulders back. Give your shoulders a bit of a roll back and down. And then take the arms out to the side into crucifix. And then let's see if we can sink down into this. We're going to tilt left fingertips down to the inside of the left foot. Right hand reaches up towards the ceiling. Keep that bum nice and low. Good. And then bring it back to center. And then to the other side. If it's too much, we can always just bring the elbow to the knee. And hold. And bring it back to center. And then bring the hands down, lift the hips high, and just wiggle it off. Take yourself back up towards the top edge of your mat. So rotating on the feet, step back into a plank position. Good. Lower through your chaturanga or knees, shin and chest. Push through into your back bend. Well done. Keep the knees on the floor. Let's sit back and take a child's pose, just to release off that tension. And just to reconnect once more with our body, with our breath. Well done. Big deep inhales. And exhale it away. And again, big long inhale. And exhale it away. Lovely. Pull forward to tabletop and then push back into your downward facing dog. Let's take the right leg into the air for a 3-leg dog. Bend the knee and open the hip up. So we're trying to get our knee nice and high. Maybe make some circles with it. So circling the knee one way and then the other. Okay, and then we're going to step our right foot to the outside of our right hand, lowering the back knee down onto the floor. If you need to take the foot a little wider, you can. Maybe the toes can turn out on the diagonal. You need that bit of space. But make sure the left hand is underneath the left shoulder. Use the right hand to push the knee away. The foot can go onto its outside edge. So we're opening up into the hip and turn the chest open. You're going to look over your back shoulder here. Lovely. If you want to make it stronger, you can lift that back knee off the floor. So tuck the back toes, lift the back knee if you wish. But just breathing into that hip opening. And then release. Bring that foot back in, the knee back so it's pointing towards where the toes are going. And then either the hands stay on the mat here, or if you want to lower down onto forearms, if that's an option for you this morning, then you can come down and go a little bit deeper into your lizard. Again, lifting the back knee off the floor is an option. But sometimes, often in the morning, the hips aren't as cooperative. So just see how it feels today. You can always put a block or a jumper or something, or a blanket underneath the elbows if they're not quite reaching the mat. But just breathe into that stretch. Lovely. Take another breath. And then carefully bring yourself back onto your hands and your arms. Everybody, let's tuck that back. Let's keep the back knee down onto the floor and just take the knee back so we come into our tabletop, and then let's release the hips this way. Much more agreeable way of releasing the hips in the morning. So have a little wiggle, circling from side to side. Push all the way back to your child's pose, and then let's pull up once more to tabletop and into our downward facing. Let's do the other side. So lift the left leg into the air, bend the knee and open up through the hip. So drive that right heel down to the floor. Left knee is your highest point of this posture. And then circle the knee. Big or small circles, up to you. Both directions. Lovely. Step the foot to the outside of the hand into your half lizard. Hands are on the floor underneath our shoulders. So to begin with, if you want to turn the toes out of that front foot onto a slight diagonal, you can. Make sure the right hand is underneath the shoulders, so you can use your left hand to push the left knee away to work deeper into the hip here. So push that knee away and then start turning the chest towards that knee and looking over your left shoulder. The foot can go onto its outside edge here, so that it gives you a bit more space to move into. So really working, sinking into that hip. You should feel a lovely stretch on the hip flexor as well on the right side. If you want to lift that right knee off the floor, you can tuck the back toe and lift the knee as well. That's a little much for me this morning after sleeping in my tent last night. And then let's release, bring it back to center. Hands stay underneath the shoulders, or taking it deeper, the option is to come down onto your forearms. Again, that back knee can be lifted if you wish. And we're just staying here for about 5 breaths. Breathing into that tension, that tightness in the hip area, wherever it is, and see if we can just dissolve it and release it. Good. Another round of breath. And then carefully, if you're on your forearms, come back up onto your hands. And then let's take that knee back to join the other one into our tabletop, and some nice big hip circles here. So circling the hips one way and then the other. And then push your bottom all the way back towards your heels. Bring the big toes together to touch. And take your extended child's pose, reaching the arms forward to keep the elbows lifted. Creep those arms further forward. Slide your body along the mat. Bring the hips down, lifting the chest into cobra. Keeping the shoulders away from the ears, taking the gaze forwards or up, depending on how the neck feels. Now push down through the top of the feet. Let's activate through those legs. Proud chest, push it forward. Good, tuck the toes under. Lift the hips, slowly move it all the way back. And find that lovely downward facing dog. Well done. Shake out the head, release that tension. Push the heels down towards the mat. Well done, nice. Coming down into seated, so you may want to jump through, or you can just bring one leg forward and then the other. Come down to the mat. Bringing the knees in, give yourself a little hug. Squeeze those knees in. So we're coming up onto toes, just toes on the mat, and then lifting the feet up. We can hold on to the back of the legs or reach the arms forward into our half bow position, but keep the chest lifted, keep the spine nice and tall. Squeeze the knees towards the chest, and then as if you're holding a piece of paper between the knees, let's keep those knees together if we can. Bring the right hand across in front of the left knee, open the chest to one side. Bring it back to center. Squeeze those knees in. And again, other side, take the left arm across, reach back. Open the chest. My cat's just coming to say hi. Bring it back to center. Squeeze the knees into the chest. Hold it half Masana, hold. Take one leg up and the other. Full Masana, hold, squeeze and open really slowly. Slowly, take it all the way down and release yourself onto the mat. Let's bend the knees, bring the heels in towards the bottom. Cross your right leg over your left. And if you want, you can eagle the leg, so you can tuck the foot behind the back calf. All right, and then we're going to eagle the arms as well. So right arm wraps under the left. And then we bring the palms to touch. You can always just grab hold of your thumb if you can't quite bring the palms into touching. And then lifting the feet off the floor. As you inhale, we're going to bring the elbows up to meet the knees. And then exhale, relax. Inhale, bring them up. Exhale, release. Inhale, squeeze in. And release. Good. One more. Inhale, lift up and hold here. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze as tight as you can. Bring the knees and the elbows towards each other. Push the belly button down towards the floor. And then exhale, release everything. Unwrap the legs, unwrap the arms. Well done. Let's try the other side. So wrap the left over the right. Tuck the toes if we can and behind the calf. Then the left arm wraps under the right. And hands come into prayer. So just the opposite wrap for eagle. Lift the feet off the floor. And then squeeze, lift the chest. Lift the elbows to the knees. Touch and release. Inhale, lift up, squeeze and touch. And then release. And again, lift up and lower. One more, lift up and hold knees and elbows together. Squeeze and touch. As tight as we can. Hold, hold, hold. And carefully release. Unravel everything. Extend the legs long. Take the arms up over the head. Take a full body stretch. And soften. Brill. Well done, everyone. Bend the knees. Bring the heels in towards the bottom this time. Arms are down by your sides. We're just taking quite a passive bridge. So rolling the spine up and away from the mat. If you want to, you can roll your shoulders under. But just lifting the hips just to get the stretch coming through the front of the body. We're not too concerned with working into back bend today. We're just stretching out that front side. Lifting the hips, keeping the chin away from the chest. So push into the floor with the feet. And then exhale, slowly lower. Bring the soles of the feet together. Let the knees go nice and wide. Cobbler's bridge, again, rolling the spine away from the mat, lifting the hips up, keeping the knees splayed nice and wide. Just lifting, squeezing the buttocks to lift yourself up a little bit higher. And then exhale, slowly lower. Good. Take the feet a little bit wider and just windscreen wipe the knees from side to side. And then we'll finish with an inversion. So whether you want to go for a headstand or a handstand, please feel free. I will talk through shoulder stand. So coming to lay down on your back, legs up into the air. The first option is waterfall, staying with our bottoms on the floor. Or we can then lift up and get hands, fingers, thumbs onto the back. And walk the elbows towards each other. Bringing the hands higher up on towards the shoulder blades. And then lifting up into your shoulder stand. Okay? So squeezing the ankles together. Legs are strong. Tummy is on. Looking up towards the feet. And just breathing here. Making any shapes at all that you want with the legs. So bound angle's quite nice. So bringing the soles of the feet together, letting the knees go wide. Or we can take a straddle shape. And if you wanted, the feet can go down over the head towards the floor behind you into full plough. But always be mindful of the neck, the back, and keeping the support there on the back if we need it. If the feet touch down, we can always release the hands off the back. Okay? And then just breathing through that restriction that you've placed on your breath. You want to aim for at least 10 breaths in an inversion if you can on a daily basis. It's so beneficial for the mind and the body and for the lymphatic drainage. So helping to release any toxins that we may be storing in our legs as we spend so much time seated or standing. So it flushes everything out. So when you are ready, slowly roll yourself all the way down. The arms can act as brakes on the mat. When your bum touches down, then bend the knees and just place the feet back down onto the mat. Take the knees nice and wide. Take the feet mat distance apart, so the feet are wide, and then just rock the knees from side to side to windscreen wipe. And then knock the knees together so that the legs can just rest against each other. Let's turn the palms to face up towards the ceiling. Have that lovely space between chin and chest. Take a big deep inhale and sigh out. Close down the eyes and keep this final position, this resting posture with the eyes closed. You can slide your legs away into the mat if you want to. But this is quite nice just to help to support the lower back. So just breathing it out. Allowing the chest to rise and fall, allow the breath to find its own rhythm once more. And as we did at the beginning of the practice, really noticing the breath. How many more breaths today can you be aware of? Just notice if there's any parts of the body that require a bit of energy. So if they're tight or niggling you in any way, just send your breath, your energy to those points to dissolve that tension. Relaxing all of the facial muscles. Releasing any tension you're holding in the shoulders, the arms, all the way down to the fingers. The chest, the abdomen, the back body, the spine, release. The pelvis, the buttocks, and down the legs, all the way to the toes, just release. Release any thoughts that are lingering within the mind. And just bring your focus, your attention to who or what you dedicated your practice to. Make that the focus of your mind. And once again, send a burst of love and energy to them. Give yourself love, energy, and gratitude as well for showing up on your mats. Taking this time to start your day in a positive way. Start moving your fingers and your toes when you're ready. Straightening the legs, taking the arms up overhead for a full body stretch. And then lifting the knees, drawing them into the chest, maybe just rolling from side to side. Rolling over onto one side, slowly bringing yourself back up. We're meeting seated when you're ready. Sit with a tall spine, rest the hands on the knees, and with forefinger, come to touch. Tall, relax the shoulders. Just take this moment to feel the energy within you. Bring the hands into prayer at heart center. Thank you all for coming to your mats this morning and allowing me to guide you through your practice. Have a wonderful day. Namaste.